It's time again for another installment of The Basics, and guess what else? It's Christmas Day! Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everyone's having a great Christmas so far. Now, that being said, I had to do a couple episodes this morning because I do have the time on Christmas morning before I head off, so let's get started. On today's show, I want to talk about power combos in the Star Trek CCG. These are powerful two-card combos that you can use to your advantage in most situations, and I will explain how. Now, these power combos are from two different decks of mine, and they work quite well. So let me get into them and show you what they are and why they work so well together. The first one being Q2, which is an interrupt, and Rescue, which is an event. Q2 nullifies any Amanda Rogers or Kevin Uxbridge just played, or nullifies any Q-related dilemma. Basically, you're going to play that one first on your opponent's turn if he's got any of those cards out. And as long as you have Rescue in your hand, once you're done messing with him, you can regenerate a card out of your own discard pile and get it back into play. This can be huge in the middle of the game, especially if your opponent is heavy on Q-type cards or the cards that I already mentioned. Now, this one people are going to start bitching and moaning because it is banned in tournament play, but as I've said on previous episodes, if you're playing with your friends, it's great. Supernova, which is an event, and Toxutot, which is an artifact, which plays like an event. Basically, when you have both those cards in play, you destroy everything at one location, and you leave the mission card for a span reference, but everything's blown up. And if you're at the stage where your opponent is having issues with his ships and he can't move them or he's used his range up, everybody is quite dead at that point. Very powerful combo. Amanda Rogers and Red Alert. So basically, if your opponent has played a card that gets rid of Red Alert, such as Yellow Alert or something else, you would play Amanda Rogers first during his turn, nullifies any of those cards, and then get another Red Alert back out. He's pretty much used up his best chance to get rid of another Red Alert, because he probably doesn't know that you have 2 or 3 or possibly more in your deck. Very potent combo. Temporal Rift, which is an interrupt, and Quantum Slipstream, which is an event. Basically, you play the interrupt on your opponent's turn, obviously, and his ship disappears for 2 of your full turns. And then on your next turn, plays on your own ship as the Quantum Slipstream drive. You get the hell out of there and move anywhere on the space line. So if you're in a sticky situation, not only does it trap him, but it gets you far away very quickly. Auto-destruct sequence and Iconian Gateway. Basically, you play this if you're having major issues in the game and you don't have a lot to lose at this point. So, you can move through the gateway anywhere else and get out of there, and if you have a derelict ship in orbit that maybe only has 1 person or nobody left staffed, you'd play auto-destruct on your opponent's turn as soon as it begins, damaging his ships. He can't get you, you're already gone, and then both cards are done as well, so is the Iconian Gateway. So either way it works out. Kevin Uxbridge Convergence and Computer Crash. So first off, you play it on his turn, obviously the Kevin Uxbridge Convergence. Destroy any and all event cards that are in play. Then on your next turn, because you don't know what he's going to do, you play Computer Crash. No player may play Accused Tent Doorway, download any card, or play any card that requires downloading. Discard event at the end of your next turn. So not only have you destroyed all of his good cards that are sitting there, of the event variety, if he's planning on bringing out anything of the sort next, you've also taken care of that. All threes and anti-time anomaly. So you obviously, again, the interrupt on his turn. Plays once each turn to reveal 2 sets of 3 cards from top of your draw deck. Take 1 set into hand, discard the other. Opponent's choice, of course, unless you have any data in play. Then on your next full turn, you play anti-time anomaly, literally kills all personnel on table. Both players' cards. So you're thinking that's a bit weird, but because you've played all threes during his turn, you have new cards in your hand, and you're able to check a few things, so you might get away with a big coup on that turn. Trust me, it does work, I've done it. And finally, where no one has gone before, and long-range scan. So basically, you'd play the long-range scan during his turn, of course. You'd see what's going on his ship for 10 seconds. Especially if he's moving to your spaceline location. Then as soon as your turn hits, you're out of there. It basically gives you a heads up of what he's planning and what kind of personnel or equipment, and it gives you a chance right away, as soon as it hits your turn, to move anywhere else, avoid any kind of trouble that's coming in what he might be planning or plotting. So basically it's an easy out for you at this point. Now, the only thing with power combos is you have to know how many of each card to keep in your deck, and you have to know when to bring them out and to make sure that they're going to be in your hand relatively around that time. Either using a Q's 10 side deck to get them out quickly, or what have you. So it's not just, hey, I'm going to take a couple of these combos and stick them in my deck. No. As I mentioned on the previous episode, I have a lot of these cards in my side deck so I can bring them out more when I want to bring them out and not have to wait for them to come up in the draw deck. Even if I have multiple copies, it's not guaranteed you're going to get them that quickly. So there you go, power card combos. Have a great day, everybody, and Merry Christmas.